So hi everyone, welcome back to Brook Valley Life, or hello for the first time. Today we're talking archery again, and we're talking about something that is dedicated to the Olympic recurve archer. And if you think about what's on the bow, no, it's not just the stabilizers, because you can put weights onto a bare bow. Trads don't use stabs, I know that, but they do on compounds as well. But the thing we're going to look at today is the clicker. What it is, what it's made from, why we have it on there, yeah, and how easy is it to use. So stay with me and let's go and have a look at some clickers. So please excuse me if I sniff a bit. It's a bit cold today for New Zealand. Nothing like you guys in Canada or North America. So what clickers? What are they? Well, they're usually just a thin piece of metal. Yep, as you can see, quite thin, springy, with a tip. May have plastic, may have metal on the end, which will screw into your riser, just as we have here. And the end will fit over the clicker plate, or on some there's like a little round nubbins that fit off the front and screw into the riser. As I said, metal can be. This is a, as you can see, I think one of the, I'm not sure if they were the originals, but biter. Sorry, difficult to see in this light. I've got another cheap one on here. This is a D-cut, doing the same thing, like a piece of spring steel, and it's bolted in just here. Now you can also get, let's get this the right way up so we can read it, carbon fiber ones. This is a Arctech one. This is the ones I used to use all the time. I love these things. Carbon fiber, a number of holes so you can move it up and down, and a piece of brass stuck on the end, so when it hits against the clicker plate it makes a nice high pitched ping. Here's another one. This is another cheapish version, the D-cut. I think it's a Campus called, and this one can be slid up and down, as you can see there. Again, carbon fiber with a metal tip, and this one just pivots, so you can have any size arrow. It will fit on, slide in and out. So pretty good for those who need an extra bit of length on their arrow tip. And there is another one that I'll show in a second, and put a picture up. And this is one that fits onto your sight actually, and hangs down just a piece of wire. And why do we have that? Well, this is when you're usually a archer with a short draw length, and your arrow sticks a long way out because you need them to tune properly, and you need that extra clicker plate distance. If you can't get that with a normal one, because normally you can only move it to about there, and anyone with a, say, a 26-27 inch draw and above are okay. Anyone under that, tuning arrows would be quite difficult. Tuning arrows is what we're going to do in the next video anyway, so we'll talk about that then. So these are our clickers. So what are they actually? Oh, hang on, we will look at one more. So this here is the clicker I am actually using at the moment. It's Nika Archery. It is a carbon fiber, can slide up and down through the slot, so you can get it. What? Oh, sorry. Let's get that right. There we go. Slide up and down that slot. It's got a little metal end. Let's click on the clicker plate. Hang on. Let's get this in focus. There we go. And yeah, it makes a good noise. It's quite cheap. Sorry, camera's having a bit of a mare today. Come on. There we go. There. And yeah, I love these things. They come in all different colours. I've got a black one and a red one. You can get blue, gold, a couple of other ones as well, and I'll just put a picture showing them. And they're quite cheap for clicker. So what are clickers used for anyway? Well, on an Olympic recurve, if you didn't, I well, put it like this, I didn't used to use a clicker when I first started, and I would draw, come to anchor, and then release, and my release was quite dead. What does that mean? Well, you draw the bow, you come up to anchor, you let go, and your arm, you're not expanding, you're not doing anything like that with your drawing arm, and there's no follow through. Now people can put this on, or they just have the hand that just stays dead and they open up their fingers. Now if you're shooting correctly, what should happen is you draw through to your anchor point. You get to your anchor point, and then you should continue to actually expand, and this is where your shoulder muscles come in, and it gives you that little last bit through your clicker. And what it does, it tells you when you've actually drawn your arrow the correct distance. It's a draw checker. Think about compound bows. You pull that back and they're set at a certain distance, 28, 29, whatever your draw length is. Recurves can't do that, but what we have is our arrow, and our arrow fits on our arrow rest. Hopefully I can show this. Oh, sorry, I'm squidging things here. So it fits on the arrow rest. You're at full draw and you begin to draw. You come back to about here. That's where your anchor point is. Then you expand. I haven't got that on the right spot. There we go. You expand, and clicks. And as soon as that clicks, you know you're at the correct draw length and you release. Now this is something you're going to have to get used to. As soon as you hear that click, you release. But if you're not on target, do you release? This is the big question. The other good thing is it doesn't matter which size arrow you're using. I've got two extremes here. I've got a .245 or 6.2 millimeter internal diameter and a 3.2 a small internal diameter, 3.2 millimeter internal diameter, which is the smallest you can get. And it doesn't matter. They both fit under, and it does the same thing on either. And it's you can get different shape tips, or should I say points, that go through. And again, it doesn't matter. What you do just need to be careful of is on here where your arrow comes along the right against the shaft. You need to be able to get the right size points for the shafts, so as you're drawing back it can't catch on there and pull it back, because I have seen that happen before. So our clickers, what do I use? Well, I've shown you I use the Nika clicker now, but I started off with the biter and just the metal one, but I found that the click wasn't loud enough. And what I was doing is when I was shooting in a line at full draw, and I've got someone next to me with a clicker, or even worse, a compounder with a release that used to click, I used to hear that click and boom, shoot myself through the clicker, or shoot the arrow through the clicker. So I then decided I would try the Arctech Carbon one, and I've only been able to get this in Europe. I think it's European, German most probably, and this was fantastic. I use this for a long time, and I've only just changed on to the Nika ones just because of the price. This made a really loud click for me. I didn't even have to hear it sometimes, because you can actually feel the tink as it hits the clicker plate. And then I went on to the Nika one as I've showed you, and I'll put another picture up of it. And I love that thing, works fine, quite cheap, and I'll show the price of it. So let's have a look at how this clicker actually works on a bow.